It's been from day one pretty much coming to this track, a whole lot of seconds, and I'm just blown away, mate. This is awesome. It is only the start, but it does help towards the end.
The D1NZ D1NZ, brought to you by TBC Performance Wheels, The Rock FM, Link ECU, High Tech Oils and Club Auto Insurance.
Welcome to the D1NZ D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series, and as you've just seen at the top of the show, round one of the 2016 season, first blood to the V8s.
That's right, Kenny. Fanger Dan Wheelhouse in the Century Batteries V Holden Commodore taking first blood. Of course, you can't discount Kurt Whitaker in the R34 Skyline.
Well, we're here today at DKM Fabrication, one of the iconic race shops in New Zealand drifting. The team behind Darren Kelly's brand new Nissan R35 behind us, and of course, Steve, many other cars in the D1NZ field.
That's correct. Australian Michael Prosnick, for example, as well as a Toyota's Galore GT86 that'll be piloted by Ryan Turk.
Coming up, we meet the man himself.
You know, there's definitely some names out there that I know, and a lot of the guys I even saw in the rain yesterday that were absolutely killing the track. So, you know, I don't know, I'm here to have fun.
We check out highlights from round two of the Pro Sport Restricted class.
Then it's qualifying for round two of the Pro Championship.
While the second round of the D1NZ D1NZ series brings us to the beautiful Bay of Plenty and the custom concrete line course at Tauranga's ASB Baypark Stadium.
Mount Maunganui always brings out the sunshine, although it was heavy rain that postponed qualifying to day two. This didn't unsettle the drivers, though, who were keen as ever to put on a show.
The Mount's always a really good event, you know, like it puts it on. It's huge spectators, you know, big support. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's always a really good event.
Home round here at Baypark, I mean, it never doesn't get exciting. The weather's turned it up once again for the fourth year in a row. Yesterday was just diabolical. You know, it was nothing short of jet sprint boat racing. So yeah, pretty pumped that the sun's come out and that we're here today, killing some tyres finally.
Yeah, it's really awesome to be back here. Yesterday was shocking with the weather. No one got any consistent runs in, so I'm pretty stoked that they've moved the qualifying to today. Gives everyone a level playing field, you know, in the dry, so it's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, really excited to be back here. It's it's an exciting track, being up close to the concrete, and you know, quite fast considering it's such a short track. You know, high risk involved here. A little bit hard for us, just, you know, learning a new car. Dry. Yesterday was, you know, torrential rain, which made it very, very difficult. And, you know, just trying to get our confidence back up in the dry and get used to driving this car around this, you know, tight little twisty concrete jungle.
And the man who dominated that concrete jungle last year was none other than Tauranga local Cole Armstrong, grabbing his first ever hometown victory in the V Energy 250 GT.
Yeah, last year we finally had a good year. The 2 years before that we had a fair few crashes, and we started off there with trying to find where the wall is, but hopefully again we want to get that judges top qualifier and you know, hey, keep the roll on. Like we had a good start to the season at Manfield, third place there. A few things that I had a hiccup with, but other than that we just want to keep driving, and you know, we always want that top spot, so if I can keep going for it, that's the best thing we're trying to achieve. And with the crew that I have, you know, Avon's done a whole new fuel system in the back of this car. It's just progressing and getting a lot better and a lot more drivable, a lot more friendly, and also, you know, a bit safer as well for me. So in my mind, I'm only concentrating on driving. I'm not trying to think about, is the motor going to be okay? We've got enough gas, you know? It's awesome that I've got such a good crew that looks after this car while I'm just looking and driving.
Well, we've always done well here at Baypark. We've qualified well and we've won around here. So it's something I love, you know. I love, you know, coming to, because no one can come here and practice. Like everyone comes here with a sort of a fresh start every year, and
the conditions change, the cars change, they get faster and faster. So everyone sort of starts again. It's not like they can go and practice at this track. And we always tend to adapt pretty quick to it and find our line and just build on it from there.
With having no dry practice yesterday, everyone's been, kind of trying to push and get on top of the cars as quickly as they can today, but it's been hard, like we put all the wet setup in yesterday and we tried to chase it thinking that maybe today would be wet as well. We're quite happy that they the qualifying brought it forward till today, and it is an epic track, wicked weather, they put it on for us today. The crowd come to see smoke, they want to see a bit of rubbing and a bit of carnage, so everyone's here to put on a show.
Coming up after the break, we find out what it's like drifting under lights.
You're dealing with the car in front of you, you're dealing with the smoke coming off the car in front of you, and then on top of that, you've got the glare of the lights coming down and the glare in the smoke.
And international drift star Ryan Turk makes his D1NZ debut.
Also, it's right-hand drive, and my left hand doesn't shift the way I want it to for some reason, so it's it's a bit of a handicap.
The opening round of the D1NZ D1NZ Pro Series saw V8 drivers Kurt Whitaker and Dan Woolhouse in the final. Woolhouse would grab his first ever win at Manfield from Whitaker. Cole Armstrong, the best of the turbo drivers, in third.
This sets the championship order heading into round 2 at ASB Baypark Stadium, but there's still a long road to go for a Drift King title.
Round 1 was pretty awesome for us. We managed to conquer my biggest hurdle in the drifting career, I guess you could say, is winning at Manfield, which was pretty awesome. It definitely put us on a good ladder for the season.
Yeah, round 1, good start to the season for us, qualifying in first place and, and having an epic battle against Vanger in the final. So, you couldn't ask for much better. It was a good start. And we were pretty confident the car was good the season previously.
While the championship takes shape, it's also a series first at round 2, bringing our highly popular night show to Baypark for the first time, adding a whole new element to the concrete line custom drift course.
Nighttime round, which is going to be a huge amount of fun. It's always a really pumping sort of atmosphere, so to bring that to this event is going to be huge. I've already seen some pretty impressive light setups. We've got anti-lag on here just especially for it to shoot out some flames, but yeah, should be good. Should be amping.
Under lights just adds a whole nother element, whole nother perspective to your driving. You're dealing with the car in front of you, you're dealing with the smoke coming off the car in front of you, and then on top of that you've got the glare of the lights coming down and the glare in the smoke, so it just makes it that much more heart-pounding and that much more intense.
We've never run it at night before, so it should be pretty cool. It's a lot faster entry than Mount Smart, which is the only other track we've run at night, so it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always good fun. It's really good for the crowd, the night rounds, it's a different atmosphere and it really engages the crowd, so looking forward to it.
Oh, it'll be epic, eh? It's always great here. I'm just pleased the weather's pulling through for us. It'll be awesome.
The big attraction at Baypark this year was none other than visiting American in Formula D pro driver Ryan Turk. Signed on to drive the Wildcard 2JZ powered GT86, an international guest car built by D1NZ and backed by Toyotas galore.
Yeah, everything's been awesome so far. We went through some growing pains with the car. The Toyota Galore GT86, it's a brand new car, and I'm basically here to shake the thing down and put it through its paces and get it set up as best I possibly can for myself for the weekend. So, yesterday in a monsoon of the rainstorm, we didn't get much drive time, but, the crew never quit. Everybody worked their butts off and got the car pretty much really in a really good spot today for competition, so I'm happy where it's at.
Ryan Turk is familiar with the GT86 chassis as well as the 2JZ engine package.
Yeah, the GT86 is 2JZ powered. It's got the Y-SPAP front end steering lock kit, so it's got a lot of similarities to my car at home. But there's also a lot of things that just aren't set up and gone through yet. So I'm basically the one kind of I'm trying to set up the car as I go through practice and qualifying to get it comfortable for me to be good enough to compete. And also it's right-hand drive, and my left hand doesn't shift the way I want it to for some reason. So it's it's a bit of a handicap. The car's set up enough to have a blast out there, lay down some smoke, and put on a great show for the fans.
Awesome to have these internationals coming over and getting to see how we drive and the level of our cars. I think he was pretty blown away at how high the level really is here.
Ryan Turk, hey, I watch him on Formula Drift, but he's just another driver. It's going to be cool to have hopefully maybe a few battles against him. I see he keeps pushing in on the line. Maybe in America they don't know about lines. When you finish, you generally go to the back of it, and then you got to line up. But hey, that's all good. He needs a bit of time. He's not used to the right-hand drive, but hey, he's just another driver, so we're going to balls to the wall and make sure we put a bit of a scratch on that little Toyota and have a bit of fun with him.
They've had some problems in that with that car that he's driving there, and man, it must be pretty daunting for him, going to a right-hand drive and everything being on the wrong side, and especially to commit down. Like, it's not a super fast track, but it can go terribly wrong real fast. Once he's set the car up, he's in the drift. He looks really good out there. It seems to be doing the laps that we want him to do, and yeah, looking forward to having a run against him later on.
We competed against them at drift shifters, but we haven't gone against them head-to-head in battles, so hopefully we get a chance to do that and see where we compare, really.
Big up to D1NZ to be able to bring him out here and put him in a car and that again can shake up the championship. He could potentially take out one of the top guys. If you come up against him, you need to make sure you're going to win.
There's definitely some names out there that I know, and a lot of the guys that even saw in the rain yesterday that were absolutely killing the track. So, I don't know, I'm here to have fun and get acquainted with a right-hand drive, brand new, freshly built car. So I'm not, I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can, and hopefully it makes us, puts us up into the semifinals or battling for a win. That's where I'd like to be. But there's a lot of phenomenal drivers here in New Zealand, and their cars are set up really well as well. So there's definitely no slouches and a lot of guys hanging it out, and it's going to be some tough competition.
There's no surprise Ryan Turk was a popular addition to the field. But what did he think of the war between the turbos and the V8s?
Yeah, V8s are cool. I mean, I came from four-cylinder world into V8s and then back to four-cylinder and then to a V8 again and then to inline 6 turbo engine. So I've driven a lot of different assortment of engines and cars and chassis and everything under the sun. So I think, everything's a good platform. As long as you have it set up well and it's comfortable for you as a driver, then, there's no problem with what platform you're using or what engine you have. As long as it's comfortable for you and you're, performing the best you can and what your setup is, I think, everything's cool.
Coming up after the break, it's highlights from round 2 of the Pro Sport restricted class, and then it's qualifying time, round 2 of the Pro Championship.
Welcome back to the Demon Energy D1NZ Drifting Championship. It's time now to check out highlights from the Pro Sport restricted class, where round 1 was taken out by series rookie Blair Gribble-Bowring in his Nissan S14, Calvin Clark and Chad McKenzie for 2nd and 3rd.
Coming into round 2 at ASB Baypark, it was returning driver Jace Brown taking pole position in qualifying, but one of the stars of the weekend was Ian McSheen in his rotary-powered Datsun 1200 wagon, qualifying in P6 using 4th gear after a gearbox failure.
This is an absolute unique weapon. Flipped rear leaf springs, 600 horsepower at the right foot. Unfortunately, though, it was going to be Matt Hyan grabbing victory in an OMT in the top 16.
The RB26 R32 Skyline of local man Vincent Hopkins took victory over series newcomer Raymond Robertson in his VK56 V8 S14. Round 1 top qualifier Chad McKenzie taking a win over Ben Jenkins in the top 8, a win for the 2J Skyline.
Matt Himes' SR20 S14 went up against another local, Calvin Clark, in his Prime Avocado C33 Laurel. Clark grabbing a win into the semi-finals.
Battling for a spot in the final, pole sitter Jace Brown and the Dash Car Company S13 made a huge mistake, handing an easy victory to local man Vincent Hopkins.
The other semi-finals saw championship contenders Calvin Clark and Chad McKenzie in a battle of the RB versus 2J. Chad McKenzie with a monster chase run to take victory into the final.
This set the final battle tree with Vincent Hopkins battling Chad McKenzie for first and second, and Jace Brown and Calvin Clark for third and fourth.
Jace Brown led out Calvin Clark for the first pass with a clean lead run in the SR20 powered S13. But Calvin Clark answered back with a committed chase in the RB25 C33 Laurel.
In the second pass, it was Calvin's turn to lead. The Dash Car Company Nissan S13 unable to match the chase run from Calvin Clark. The Prime Avocado C33 Laurel taking third place.
The final battle of the Pro Sport class came down to a pair of Nissan R32 Skylines. Vincent Hopkins with the RB26 Godzilla, Chad McKenzie with the Toyota 2JZ.
In the first pass, Chad McKenzie set down a solid lead run. Hopkins struggling in the rear with an offline points deduction. The Nisrat R32 dropping a left front wheel off track.
This threw a huge advantage to Chad McKenzie in the White Trick Tyres R32 Skyline, putting on another close chase. But just when he had it in the bag, McKenzie took a spin. With a few metres to go in the section, a 10-0 score would put hometown driver Vincent Hopkins through to victory, his first ever win in the Pro Sport Series.
Well, heartbreak for Chad McKenzie, but jubilation for local man Vincent Hopkins. McKenzie in second, and another local man, Calvin Clark, in third.
Nothing like victory skids to end the day. Round 2 of the D1NZ Pro Sport Championship, the Privateer and Development Series restricted to 235 wide tyres. Vincent Hopkins takes the win, but Taranaki driver Chad McKenzie takes the championship lead from Calvin Clark and round 1 winner, Blair Gribble-Bowring.
It's time now to check out qualifying for round 2 of the Pro Championship, a bumper crowd in force to support their favourite teams and drivers.
Coming into 10th place was returning CS Garage driver Adam Hedges in the SR20 Nankang Origin Lab S14 Sylvia. Pro Series rookie Ben Wilkinson showing good form in the brand new RB30 powered Captain Safe S15.
8th place went to Team ATJ's Tom Marshall in the RB30 Evergreen Tyres Nissan S15.
American International Ryan Turk put the brand new Toyotas Galore 2JZ GT86 into 7th place. Former Pro Sport champion Nico Reed going half a point higher for 6th in the Evergreen Tyres Nissan S15.
Current series champion Darren Kelly took 5th place in the RB30 powered High-Tech Oils R34 Skyline.
2012 Drift King Kurt Whitaker putting the 410 cubic inch V8 powered Autosure Skyline into 4th.
A solid effort from local man Adam Davies to take 3rd place in the 13B rotary-powered Mimico 180SX. The other local star was none other than Cole Armstrong in the V-Energy 250 GT Skyline, holding provisional pole in the closing stages.
Well, the only man to score higher by just 1.5 points was two-time former champ Daniel Woolhouse in the Century Batteries Holden Commodore. The 860 horsepower supercharged V8 taking pole position for round 2 at ASB Baypark Stadium.
Fanger Dan Woolhouse, mate. Oh, top qualifier.
Yeah, no, it was, we banked a pretty good one on the first one. It was a safe one. And then I just said to the boys, I said, oh, we'll just stick it to the wall and actually made it sound a bit more hard out than what I could have done it. Like it was the car was doing it with ease, but I just gave it a few, clutches in there just to make it sound like we're being real aggressive on it. And
So Fanger Dan tops qualifying from Armstrong and Davies. Drift Kings Kurt Whitaker and Darren Kelly round out the top 5.
Well, that wraps up qualifying for the Pro Series. Fanger Dan Woolhouse in the Century Batteries VE Holden Commodore, finishing in first place from local town hero Cole Armstrong.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. Of course, the V Energy 250 GT, the best of the turbos, and of course, Cole and Fanger have won at Baypark before, so it is all on for the battles coming up on next week's show.
Next week, I catch up with the drivers in the Link ECU pit walk.
Calvin Clark, where are the avocados? Who qualified higher this time?
Sure did.
Okay, well then we'll go to Jody. How's it going today?
Yeah, it's been great so far, man. The track's a lot of fun. All the fans are awesome, and it's hot as hell.
How many times has he asked you for tips? How should I do this, Michael Prozo?
Every time he drives in, he's like, hey, what's doing? Do you reckon you can help me out here? I'm like, yeah, no worries.
And then we're into the battles. It's round 2 of the Demon Energy Pro Championship at ASB Baypark.
The Demon Energy D1NZ, brought to you by TBC Performance Wheels, The Rock FM, Link ECU, High Tech Oils and Club Auto Insurance.